like living in
Iconic.
United States and
Yeah,
Yeah,
just to pause on it.
it's so good.
But you see, like, yeah, this is. I was kind of referencing this earlier when I was talking about the changes of the themes of
Yeah, I
like
knew
place and
immediately
home.
what you meant. Like,
You knew what I was talking about immediately. Yeah. All
yeah.
right.
It's so iconic and like, uh, it's visceral almost. Like the
Mm-hmm.
the emotion it evokes is just it's so clear. And I think that's why it's
Mm-hmm.
not this piece, but also Mansour is just beloved by the Palestinian people as a whole. Like I see this image everywhere. For a reason, right?
Yeah. Totally. I mean, you can see why too. You
I
can
mean,
see just
people,
like from the detail.
yeah, people just like for Palestinian, they looked at it. I was like, yeah.
It emotionally resonates with a lot of people. Yeah,
Mhm.
I can
I love
definitely
how
see
it's
why.
also sort of surreal because that really you know, like there's a similar piece. I think it's like a woman and her like her dress sort of like comes into a city um and like the rising out of the rubble, the carrying to a new day kind of motif is powerful.
I think there's
Yeah,
a
100%.
a great many things to take away from it, and that like the older generations have to sort of carry along this memory of a city that like they once knew, that like Israel has taken away from them, that like there is this kind of not like a burden in like a negative way, but like a burden in that like this is like the home that they once knew. This was Palestine, that like that they are, you can tell from like the sort of marks on his arms, weathered, tired, right? Like that they're carrying this like for their entire culture and people, you know what I mean, like, and to wear.
Yeah, it's their home.
There's a lot of this kind of symbolism in other cultures that have like wanderers or like travelers, like Romani or like monks
Like the
are
Bedouin?
also pictured. Yeah. Like pictured with bearing some heavy load and like very tired, and it's always like an aged person.
You said like not a burden in a negative sense. I think like the word I would go for is like duty, or like or even just like responsibility to carry like the past with you and like educate the future about like like probably
I
from
meant in the sense of
period
like labor, but I hear you. Yeah.
I don't. I just, if I can say, like,
Yeah.
for me, it doesn't. It's not like a burden is not necessarily a negative, and like I do see like just the use of the word burden, and it's not only the elderly carrying it on. It is also like being passed on from generation to the other. And if you think about those stories that you mentioned, they are like part of our Palestinian history is that the elderly would keep repeating the same stories about the village and back home again and again and again and again to the children and the children's children. And obviously you can
that's
also
kind of
maybe, even if you track it like probably through the generation, maybe you'll see like also the details that kind of like resonated with the father and then with the daughter, like the grandfather or grandmother, and then with the father and the mother and the daughter and the son. It would be also like
yeah, that's kind of where I was trying to go. I was gonna say like it's in the. It reminds me of like the way with verbal storytelling, like back when stories couldn't be preserved and written down, like they have to be explained and told, and it's true that it is true to people who were literally there telling people, and the people who met the people who were there telling people that things are kept alive. I guess that's
Also,
kind of how I was viewing it.
also notice the gauze around his arm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like
Like,
also
It's always simple garb.
the shape of the city, like it's literally in the shape of like an eye. It's like in your mind's eye, like keeping a place alive, and like trying to like move towards it in the future, right?
Yeah.
Carry it with you. Yeah.
And that the space behind him is a white blank void, right? Because that's like so often, right, these stories for the rest of the Western world is just kept in like a vacuum, completely unrelated to anything else, separate from like the rest of the world, when You know, Palestine was a hub. It's the land of the prophets. It's, you know, the land of holy cities. But, like, you know, the oral traditions and histories, you know, and cultures of the Palestinian people is just, you know, relegated to this kind of sterile vacuum.
Well said.
Sorry, I just got done with like my college semester, so like I'm in like final paper mode still.
I
No,
love it.
that
Final
was very
paper
well
mode.
said.
I love
You said the
Yeah.
thing that I was trying to articulate. So thank you.
Yeah, very well said.
Hey, anybody can get this. You just gotta read. Just keep reading.
Hmm.
Oh.
Just keep reading. Just keep